welcome to Up on the Wire podcast. I'm your host, Charlie Long. I'm here with Ragin Wire writer Spencer Urquhart. How you doing, Spence?
Doing good, Charlie. How about you?
I'm doing pretty well, man. I'm here to talk about your story on the racing team at UL. Can you tell me a little bit about the program and their prior experiences before coming back together?
Definitely, yeah. Ragin Cajun Racing. It's a program that's had some ups and downs, but they're on a good trend right now. They're trending upward, which is always good to see for university clubs. They tried to start up, I believe, in 2001 and just never really got going. It was a senior project, but once the seniors left, it just kind of fell apart. But luckily, a few years ago, guy I got to talk to, Steven Derwin, him and a few other guys started the program back up, and it's really taken off. I mean, they've gotten to travel to some competitions and really get the program to a new level.
So is 2018 the first season with the racing team since they tried to do it in 2001?
I believe they started it up. I forgot the exact year. I think 2014. I believe
Okay.
it says it in my story though, and they started it back, and they've been building it. Like, it's a program that you've got to basically build it from the ground up. Like, you build they build the cars themselves, the chassis, the motors, everything, basically everything that goes into the car. Like, they've got to do it themselves. Like, it's a very challenging, hands-on project that takes a lot of hard work, effort, and most importantly, teamwork. That's the thing Steven really emphasized to me, was just how close the guys are as a team, and that really impressed me. I feel like the fact that they've been able to work together this long now and able to put out a competitive car, it really shows that they're taking it serious and that this program has a shot to become more than just like a lot of people
Little
see
club.
it. Exactly, it's a
Mm.
little go-kart club. No, it's more than that. It's got a chance to be like a competitive race car team. Like, it's got a chance to really take off and become something special.
That's awesome. I know the one that they made from last year, you said it took 2 years to make, and then they also had to go through the process of getting sponsorships and getting the money to build the car. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Right, right. That's another huge aspect of it, and this is probably the most challenging aspect of it all, is getting the money for sponsorship, because from sponsors. That's because you've got to not only know cars, you've got to know how to be a salesman as well. Like, that's why it's a full team effort. You've got your car junkies, but you also have to have your business minds, your salesmen on the team too, to help make that sales pitch and show to sponsors, hey, we're moving in the right direction, and show to sponsors like we're worth an investment. Because, I mean, sponsors, especially successful automotive companies, aren't just going to throw money at a program that they don't believe is going to succeed and get to that next level. But I believe Ragin Cajun Racing has really proven themselves, and they've been able to attract sponsors, and that's been a huge part of their success so far.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the program, there are a majority mechanical engineering students on
Correct,
UL.
correct.
Do you think that they would benefit from kind of expanding a little bit and getting different kind of students to kind of join the program?
Possibly. Yeah, I would think definitely if they could branch out to more of the definitely into to business majors,
Right, that's what I
people
was
that are
thinking.
business savvy, and I'm sure they have a few of those on the team. But yeah, definitely a good idea, I feel like, would be if they would put which they might be doing at the moment. That they would like reach out to the business department and put out flyers, around Moody Hall and wherever business classes are being taken, and kind of say, hey, we're looking for salespeople, sponsorship pitches, business minds, and just present it in a way to just show the car and kind of show, like, if we all come together, like, this is what we could produce. And I mean, obviously not everyone's gonna be a fan of racing, but I feel like it's a thing that's like, it's more than just a race. Like, it's a process, and that's the thing that the students, I think, really enjoy about it, is building it from the ground up, enjoying the process, and then seeing the end result, which is a fully functioning race car that can compete with other universities and also other teams around the world.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of the pitch, I think, is how well they did last year. I mean, at the Michigan International Speedway against some of the world's top teams, they placed 19th out of 120th in their first car that they had built. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I believe. I don't think they did quite that well, actually. I think it was 90th, but yeah, it was still impressive though, because from what Steven had told me, I believe they were the only first year team that actually finished the event, because they probably have several hundred that go, but not everyone finishes because you have to get past tech inspections and safety inspections to even get on the track. And a lot of times, a first year team will go there and it's just like they get kind of overwhelmed and just all the stuff being put in. A lot of times the judges just say, nope, you can't compete. They turn you away because your car's not up to state safety standards, which is a huge part of it too, is having a car that's able to drive on the track safely and not endanger the driver or have an engine malfunction or a part go wrong. I don't know. I'm not a car junkie, but I just
Well, with the program, they spent 2 years building this car for 2018, and they said that you have to build a new car each year. Do you think they'll be able to kind of speed up the process a little bit and be able to compete at the national level by cranking out a new racing car every year?
right, definitely. Yeah, what I meant to say on the last thing was about how they finished. Like they were the only first year team that finished. So like, and yeah, definitely the process itself. It's gonna be it's gonna be harder to speed up. Although if they get more, I mean, if you get more familiar with it as time goes on, then you can get more efficient at it. And that's also a way to improve the product and able to move up the charts. So I feel like as they gain more experience, they'll be able to but gradually creep up into maybe the top half, and then once they become one of the best in the country, which it looks like they might be able to, then some of the world teams will turn their heads and be like, well, dang, this little team from Lafayette, Louisiana is really making some headway. So yeah, definitely a thing. It's not gonna happen overnight, but it'll get sped up, and then it's just one of those things. How much work they're willing to put in. If they're willing to put in the work and keep this thing moving, and it's definitely got a lot of potential.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that with, you know, placing nationally in their first year, I think that's a big deal with sponsorships as well and being able to get more money into the program. Can you talk a little bit about the students involved and how it was for them to be able to place nationally in their first year doing it, and how inspiring that must have been for them?
Yeah, they were really excited. I could just tell from talking with Steven. He was, that was a huge accomplishment for them. They were super pumped to go there and actually place because, like, they were gonna, I mean, it was their first year. They probably didn't really know what to expect. They were probably just hoping to get past the inspections and then to actually get on the track. That must have been such a great feeling. And, I mean, I wasn't a part of it myself, but just from talking to them, I really got to feel just from the excitement. I could tell, like, that meant so much to them to have gotten to that level, and that's definitely something. It's just an inspiring thing to see how a team that was basically abandoned has now become relevant again, and definitely so. And also another thing that's helped them out, the department, the mechanical engineering department's really stepped up and taking them serious now, and is actually clearing out space for them in the shop to move back to on campus to build the car, and which should help more students get involved, and since they're right there on campus, should attract more students to come be a part of the team and get them to that new level.
Well, with how well they've done, do you think the university is going to make more of a push to kind of, put the racing team as like a front and show it to a bunch of new students and try and get more engineering students and different, even other students, like as we said, business, marketing students involved in the program to make it even better?
Right, definitely. And they had a thing on Get On Board Day. I saw they had a lot of the team members out there to try and get new freshmen on board and just anyone that went out to that event. But yeah, I definitely think at some point, like, if the team really becomes a world sensation, then yeah, the university, like, I'm sure the president and all of them will really start to take notice. Just like I've had, like, the water skiing team I know has done really well and has competed around the world, and they believe they just got a brand new boat from the university or from somebody, just like, and that's a huge thing for them. I don't know too much about water skiing, but I know enough to know that they're getting a brand new boat was a huge deal. That'd be like if the racing team does really well, then shoot, the university might step up and just pay for their next car. I mean, we don't know that obviously, but if they do really well, then the sky's the limit, I feel like.
Well, it definitely seems like the team has a very bright future. All right, so for more, you can check out Spencer's story on RaginWire.com. That was a great one. So thanks for coming on, Spencer.
Oh, yeah, man. Thanks for having me.